Hi, my name's Adam, and I've been golfing since I was a kid. I'm in my 50s now, and there's been times in my career where my golf career, I call it that, but my amateur career, where I was playing tournaments and I got down to a 2 handicap when I was in my teens, but I could never execute when I needed to, and my swing had some challenges within it technically that I worked very, very hard to improve upon. But I always knew that somewhere, I think we're all taught, sort of the harder you try, the harder it is to execute, and that those muscles tense up when you're trying or when you're putting pressure on yourself. And I met Buddy 2 years ago, a year and a half ago now, and after just a few sessions of working with him and taking to his zone motion program, not only is golf fun for me now every time, but it's also I'm also playing better golf than I've ever played, even when I was a two. And I'm a weekend, I work and I come out and play once in a while now. I love to hit balls, and what Buddy taught me was that the goal, whether it's to get off on the first tee out of the car after having driven half an hour and being tensed up and not having time to hit balls, playing with some buddies, maybe playing with someone you don't know that well, and of course you want to play well, or just coming out to the range and hitting balls, or being in an amateur tournament, is that you must shut off the frontal part of your mind, the thinking mind, the trying mind, if you will. And Buddy refers to the goal that we have for ourselves, he calls it the DNA goal of, I want to go hit a great shot off the tee, or I want to hit this 9-iron in from 140 and put it onto the green and get a close birdie putt. But basically what happens in that moment when you need to execute, or even if you're just relaxed, is that you tense up. And it really takes these fine motor skills, the fine motor motion in your fingertips, in your hands, in your wrists, in your forearms, to allow, if you will, the club in this case in golf, and this works for all sports, but to allow the club to swing through naturally without interfering with it, without tensing up, without messing it up. And he's taught me to be able to do that every single time. And when I mean every single time, I mean it's like I've never, ever played golf the way that I'm playing golf now, with the control and the knowledge that that I can relax. How to do that? Buddy teaches you this system, and for the first time in over 40 years, golf is fun every time, and I amaze myself. The other thing I wanted to share is that what he did effectively was disconnect the result from the process of swinging the golf club. And so if you think about it, at least for 40 or plus years for myself, if I played well, I had fun. If I didn't play well, I didn't have fun. I was frustrated. And now I still hit a bad shot, but what he's done is he's disconnected that bad shot from the sensation and the feeling in my body and the focus on the back of my mind, not the frontal trying mind. And so I recover. So the next shot I'm not trying to make up for the previous bad shot and tensing up and then screwing that up and then ruining the whole round. I'm actually nowhere near in my mind on that previous shot. Another concept that Buddy talks about, which I now understand after having done zone motion for a year and a half now, is this idea of bending time. So what I realized is that the tension and the thinking mind activates, and then the fine motor motion stops working when I'm thinking about the next shot or what I want to achieve in this shot too much, or thinking about the previous shot or the previous time maybe I played with this foursome, or the last time I came to the range. When we're bending time, when we're not in the present, it, I would say, almost every time is creating a tension and a stress in you that makes it impossible to hit the shot that you're trying to hit. So there you have it. I called Buddy yesterday and I said, I have to give you a testimonial because you just made this sport so fun, and you've got me able to put myself into a mindset that is free of all those narratives and stories and tensions that make the game so frustrating. I'm only at the beginning of this process in my mind in terms of taking it to other aspects of my life, and I'll continue working with Buddy. And I recommend that if you consider working with Buddy, that you drop all of your sort of skepticism and just go in, like dive into the deep end of the pool with him, and you will be amazed at what your body, what your fine motor skills can do. It almost makes me wonder what is talent, because I can go out, I mean, I'm just playing the best golf of my life. So thank you, Buddy.